Hi, everybody. My name is Paulina Longenbaugh. I am the West Side real estate specialist here. We're starting our first broadcast with lending specialist Nathan Stringfield with Guaranteed Rate. So we're just going to give you some quick tips and tricks, and every week that we broadcast, I'm going to pick a new subject, a new topic that's relevant to you in our market, whether you're buying or selling. They won't all be geared specifically towards the west side of El Paso, and it should hopefully give you a little bit of insight if you're in the market. So Nathan, thank you so much for being here with us, or with me rather. As you can tell, thanks to COVID, we've had to get creative, and so thank you for doing this. So I'll get started really fast. Right now, our market is insanely hot. I have had to compete at all new levels with my buyers. I have a lot of buyers getting discouraged. So anyway, some people are saying, should we wait to buy later when it's not so intense and crazy, or should we buy now? So with this crazy competition that we're facing, I've had buyers lose multiple offers on multiple homes and they're getting discouraged. So do you think it's worth it to wait for prices to maybe fall in the future and for demand to go down?
So very good question. And my personal opinion is no. I know that it is absolutely crazy out there. And unfortunately, that makes your life crazy along with it, and your buyers. And I can imagine how discouraging it is to find a home that you love only to get beaten out by another offer. So first and foremost, obviously, I would recommend to everybody to make sure they are working with someone like you, Paulina, a true professional that can guide them on the best way to win a property without getting crazy and just flat out overpaying for something that they would regret later. So it's a very fine line. So first and foremost, having someone like you in their corner is absolutely paramount. But in terms of waiting, honestly, I don't think that is necessarily the best move. There are a lot of people that are much smarter and know a whole lot more about finance and projections of what's to come. And basically the concept that I hear regularly is if you're going to finance, buy now. If you're going to pay cash, maybe then you wait perhaps to see if things level out. So the reason being why that finance piece makes so much sense is that interest rates are ridiculously low. I mean, literally the lowest they have ever been. I've said that in the last 10 years about 3 times, and it's odd because I can't believe I'm saying it again, but they're so low that your buyers can buy more house, meaning in a more competitive market, they can pay a higher price if necessary and still have a mortgage payment that would be far lower. As an example, like in today's rates, you could pay, let's say $250,000 with 10% down would be comparable to last year buying a house at $230,000. You have the same mortgage payment. So you have a pretty large cushion there that we can stay within a set budget and still have much more buying power than ever before. So why would you want to wait and lose out on that opportunity?
Yeah, I've noticed that with HDTV and all these shows that we're obsessed with, especially now in COVID, thank you, COVID, even before COVID, it's definitely upped my clients' sophistication on like what they want. They're like, we want a dog shower, we want a hall tree, like all these words and funny things that they're wanting in a home at really all budgets. So of course, if you have a really super healthy budget of, 300 plus in El Paso, you can almost get what you want. But our median price point being so much lower than that, it makes it tough for us when we're dealing with more of a limited budget and getting all those amenities. So losing buying power with a higher interest rate in the future definitely makes my job harder. And it's pretty darn nice right now when my buyers can be competitive because they can afford more home for the same price. Absolutely. So I think that's an excellent point to make. Do you know roughly like how much buying power, well, you kind of mentioned it right now, it's about $30,000 buying power, is that correct?
Yeah, and it's going to vary from different loan types to even individual properties because we've got to factor in taxes, mortgage insurance, all those things into the equation. No two properties are identical when it comes down to that. But just here's a bit of an example. So rewind again back to normal interest rates, if you will, and it'd be roughly $6 per thousand. Right now, we're around $4. So your money is just being stretched so much further because you can borrow at such a lower rate. So to get those amenities that so many of your buyers want, because they can leverage their debt at a such more advantageous interest rate, they can pay more without paying more, if that makes sense.
Yes.
You can get a higher price and your budget still fits. So hopefully you can get more of those dog showers and mudrooms and all those fun things that people want.
All the things that husbands probably don't think are necessary. So one last question for you. Again, to everybody out there, I've used Nathan for some time now. He's absolutely wonderful. I fully trust him with my clients. What can you do, Nathan, to ensure that when I go out with clients or people who are interested in buying right now who may have another realtor, if they use you, what can you do to give them that competitive edge in our really aggressive market today, given that it is a seller's market? And so just to give people an idea of what that is, you have maybe 5 homes and 20 buyers competing for those 5 homes. So you want to make sure that your financing is tight and locked up and ready to go when you are ready to make that offer.
Absolutely. And that all comes back to actually you and making sure that if you're a buyer watching this, that you are working with a professional, a realtor that knows how to navigate the waters, because it's not just about finding a house and making a strong offer on it. There's the financing aspect to it as well. Like you just mentioned, if there's 20 people going after 5 homes, well, the 5 most qualified very likely are going to be the winners. So how do you do that? Well, it's simple, in my opinion. You get your qualification levels, your paperwork as much buttoned up before you go house shopping. That is the wisest thing I can recommend to anybody. Get your numbers before you go out. You know your budget, you know your buying power, and you know you're qualified. And not just pre-qualified. I would recommend going another step further, getting it fully documented, where we can say to a seller, we know that this buyer is ready to go. Like, this loan is good. We may still be outstanding, of course, like an appraisal and different circumstances there. Appraisal waivers are also really common right now, so may not even have to have an appraisal. But nonetheless, get your finances as far along as you possibly can, so that we can go to that listing agent and let them know that this offer is not just an offer by the way of a sales price. It's backed with the financing to take it all the way to the closing table.
Awesome. Nathan, thank you so much. And to everybody out there, if you're interested in buying, please know that the first step, the first thing you have to do if you are interested is to get your pre-qualification and your financing aligned. You can't go out there and look for a home without knowing what your budget is, because you're essentially going out there blind. And the last thing you want to do is fall in love with a house in today's market and not have everything lined up. Because when you submit an offer, you need to have your pre-qual letter ready to go so that a seller considers your offer and make sure that you're a viable buyer for them. So again, if you're interested in purchasing in the near future, please feel free to call me. My name is Paulina Longenbaugh. I am your Westside real estate specialist. And thank you so much to Nathan Stringfield with Guaranteed Rate for being with us today. Thanks.